everybody, it's just gone about 9 p.m. on Wednesday the 19th of September. It's like the first kind of official day that I've been at home all day on leave. That's been really good. My emotions are really stable and everything. It's been a really busy day though. Like, I don't think people anticipate how much time attending medical appointments and being ill actually takes up. So I had my driving licence. Well, I had to surrender my driving licence because as an inpatient your insurance is invalid, so there's no point in having a driving licence when I'm probably going to be in hospital for the foreseeable future until they manage to sort something out. Like probably a hysterectomy, hopefully, fingers crossed. Firstly, actually, like last night I fell asleep at midnight, I didn't take any meds, and I slept all the way through until 8 o'clock this morning. It was sheer bliss. In my own bed, asleep, it was great. So then, like, I did a load of admin this morning, and then I got the bus at about 10:30 or maybe 11 o'clock, and I had to get two buses to the hospital because I needed to go and get some meds because they'd forgotten to give them me yesterday. So I went and picked those up. Then I got bus number 3 into the local town, and I went for a ladies' lunch with all my aunties. It was lush, it was really, really nice, and it was good to catch up with everybody. Then I got bus number 4, and that was to my psychology appointment. So I saw my psychologist for an hour. I then spent 3 hours, well, it was over 3 hours, getting back to the local city. That was another 2 buses, so that took me up to bus number 6. So after bus number 6, I was back at the hospital where I was, you know, where I'm a patient. So I had to go back there because I needed a prescription to say what meds I was able to take so that I can take them on holiday with me. So that was bus number 6. And then I got another bus, so bus number 7, back into the city. And then I had to get the bus home. So that's why, you know, I've actually, you know, been to the hospital twice, had a psychology appointment and been for lunch, and that has taken me literally all day. And yeah, I also look really, well, I don't look too bad at the moment, but really windswept. It's so windy, but like there's loads of trees falling down everywhere, and yeah, it's really not that great. And then just a little bit of an update on psychology. Like, always really interesting when I see my psychologist after being in hospital because I don't remember anything. She was like, yeah, you rang me when you were ill, and yeah, it's quite scary, like how much I disassociate, and I'm so emotionally dysregulated when I'm poorly that I have no idea of half the self-destructive acts that have taken place while I've been in hospital. I didn't know that I'd phoned my psychologist. I just really have no memory from Monday to Friday last week. I knew that she came to see me on Friday and I was feeling a lot better on Friday, but had no sort of idea of what would be discussed or anything. So then that led to quite an interesting conversation because at what point can they let me on leave? So, you know, with PMDD, things change really fast. For me, things change within a matter of sort of 12 hours. They literally changed overnight from being really highly emotionally dysregulated and self-disruptive to being absolutely fine and being like, I need to go home now, get me home. But I have to be really understanding because I'm in hospital for my own safety, and they obviously can never let me off the ward, or, you know, they've got to be sure that I'm well. So before that was a lot easier because we could say as soon as I have a withdrawal bleed, then 48 hours after that I can go home. However, now I'm not taking the blood progesterone and I'm still on the Zoladex, but I'm having breakthrough, and so I'm still getting poorly because I'm having breakthrough symptoms every month from the Zoladex, or from my own hormones and the Zoladex not doing its job properly. So it's not as simple as saying, well, when you get a breakthrough bleed, because I don't get a breakthrough bleed. My symptoms just kind of stop. And I think the only way of doing that safely is for me to sort of say and agree with them that when I have not had symptoms and not required any RN medication or any crisis medication and I've not done anything like irrational or self-destructive for 48 hours, we should then wait another 48 hours so that I'm 48 hours like clear and in the safety zone or whatever. So that's going to mean like probably spending 4 days in hospital every month that I actually don't need to be an inpatient. But I'm fully aware that, you know, I'm there for my safety. So if they were to let me off the ward or let me home and I was to then go and take my own life, that would fall on their shoulders slightly. Like, obviously, you know, they can't stop me, but it wouldn't look good, would it? And there'd be an inquest and everything, and they'd obviously question, well, why did you let her off the ward? Like, 24 hours ago she'd done X, Y, and Z. So yeah, it's hard. PMDD is really hard. It doesn't just impact me, it impacts my whole family. Like, I don't know. Obviously, when I'm in hospital, I'm really, really poorly. And I'm doing lots of things that are self-destructive and I'm in such a mess. I don't remember any of it. But my family, they see it, they remember it. And I come out the other side of it, have no memory of what's gone on. And can't understand sometimes why they're upset, and it takes its toll. Like, it takes its toll on their emotions, my emotions. I don't sleep while I'm in hospital very well, and when I'm going through PMDD, so I'm really exhausted. I then have to spend days sort of catching up on my life, basically finding out what I've said, what I've done. Like I talked about yesterday, there's the guilt and the anxiety there of, you know, what have I said, what have I done? And yeah, it does take its toll on the whole family, and it takes its toll on friendships. It just takes its toll everywhere. Yeah, I think it can be really hard for people to understand that yes, I'm in hospital for a week, 10 days, but actually, even when I'm fine, I'm having to deal with the repercussions and the consequences of that. And I'm having to attend, like, you know, like I said, I've not got my car and my driving licence, and I've, you know, got to attend lots of medical appointments, and I've got to take lots of medication. It's complex. PMDD is really complex. But yeah, you just have to get on with it and just try and make the best of the days that I'm out of hospital. And I said this to my psychologist today, and she was like, man, I wish I could record you and just play it back to you when you're in hospital, because that is not what you say when you're in hospital. You are so far away from the place that you're in right now, which is crazy because that was like literally less than a week ago. Yeah, PMDD. There's also been another 2 things that I kind of haven't mentioned, kind of big things, in that my story got published in the local newspaper yesterday. That was okay. It was in the newspaper. Today, it was in another local newspaper. On the front page news. A picture of me. That is kind of scary. No, in fact, it's not kind of scary, it's really scary. It's putting myself out there, it's knowing that I'm probably going to get backlash, and I think the headline was something like, woman says that rare? It's not rare. 1 in 20 is not rare. Just maybe rarely diagnosed, misdiagnosed, undiagnosed illness, unheard of illness. It's not rare. 5% of reproductive females, that's not rare. Rare, it said something like, rare illness turns woman into Hulk on speed and heroin. I would never use that phrase. I have never even seen the Hulk. I've never taken drugs. And, you know, it does go on to explain everything, but the headline is not great. However, I'm trying to view it in the sense of, no, even bad press is good press, because if that headline makes somebody read the article, then that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of the headline, is to get somebody to read the article. And if they read the article, then they'll learn about PMDD and what PMDD really is. And even if they don't read the whole article and it gets people talking about PMDD, then we can put them right. Because the thing is, if people are talking about it, then we can educate them about it. We can tell them what PMDD really is. And if people know me, then, you know, they know me. They don't know, they're not going to judge me based on what the media have written. And if people don't know me, then I don't really care about their opinion. Really? They can't judge me on what they've read in the paper, because we all know that the media make up headlines and elaborate on stories and create bits that aren't perhaps there to sell the papers and to sell the stories. So, you know, if somebody is naive enough to judge me based on what they've read in an article, then so be it. That's their problem, not mine. I know that I've never been violent towards others, and if that's how it's not great if that's how the media want to portray PMDD, because it's not factually correct and it's not accurate, and I don't agree with it. But at the same time, you know, yes, some people with PMDD are violent. I've never been violent towards anybody else. But, you know, self-destruction, that's violence towards myself. So yeah, it creates an emotional dysregulation, and although I'm not violent towards others and I don't get aggressive and I don't get angry at others, I take all those things out on myself. So perhaps that's just another way of that being portrayed. You know, it's open for discussion, I guess. But it's out there now, there's nothing I can do about it. It's been said, it's been printed, it's been published. And that's the end of it. That I can't take it back, it's there. And, you know, some people agree with it, some people don't agree with it. I'm never going to be able to please everybody. I didn't write the article. I was very careful what I said in my interview. I never used that phrase, I never used that quote. I know people that do use that quote, and that's how it, you know, I would never hold that against them. I think they're very, you know, I love the person that uses that quote to bits, and, you know, everybody's experience of PMDD is different, and that's okay. Like, if that's how that makes them feel, then, you know, go for it. Like, it's a good quote if that's how it makes you feel. It's a really damn good quote, but don't really agree with the paper putting my name on it, because I also find that quite an insult. It's not my quote. Don't quote it that it's come out of my mouth, because I think that's an insult to the person that did come up with that quote, because that's kind of like taking it from them, and that's not right. But yeah, we'll see what becomes of it. I've already been contacted by a magazine company saying could I ring them, so I'll probably do that tomorrow or Friday. I've got lots of other things going on which I'm not going to tell you about. I'm just going to like make you keep watching, and then you can find out about what exciting things I've got going on with PMDD awareness as you watch, because if I tell you, then that ruins the excitement. So yeah, the next 2 weeks are jam-packed. I mean, like literally jam-packed. And then I've obviously just waiting to go back into hospital again. So there'll be a boring few days, and then when I'm in hospital, there'll probably be hardly any updates. Because I'm in hospital, then what is there to say when you're in hospital? I can't even remember what I do, so yeah, whatever. I don't remember to blog or vlog. So yeah, bye guys.